Hello. Hello. Hi. All right, we're about to get started. All right, good morning, everyone. Yeah. My name is Crystal Porter, and as Associate Director of Special Projects, it is my privilege to welcome you on behalf of the leadership team to the Lewis Stokes Midwest Center of Excellence Conference. We are proud to host our inaugural conference, a call to action, LSAP model for broadening participation in STEM. The goal is to share best practices and to really spark an interest for you to take a part of learning from experts all over the country to increase the number of underrepresented minorities who ultimately matriculate into STEM-based disciplines. We hope that your presence here will foster information sharing and strategies that will lead to collaborations towards this goal. Before I introduce Dr. Leroy Jones, who is one of the principal investigators for the Lewis Stokes Midwest Center of Excellence, I'd like to go over some basic housekeeping. So for those of you who are not familiar with the conference center, the restrooms are located if you go out the door to the left. And then also, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you to shut off all cell phones. And then, as mentioned yesterday, if you weren't at the reception, you are supposed to get free internet with your registration here. So if by chance you do not have free internet, please stop by the front desk and talk to them about it, and they will make sure that you have that. And then also, the afternoon session will be held on the campus of IUPUI. And so we have shuttle buses that will leave the hotel around 12:50. So we encourage you to meet out front at the hotel around 12:40 to 12:45 to make sure that we have time to load the buses to shuttle us to the second half of the program. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Dr. Leroy Jones, and he is the co-principal investigator of the LSCME. All right, with that, let's welcome Dr. Jones.
Good morning. It sounds like a lot of you are still asleep. Good morning. All right, great, that's better. I know it's early. I'm from the academy. I'm a chemistry professor, so this is a tad bit early for me, and even when I became an administrator, it was still early, all right? So something that I constantly fight with my staff about. But we are certainly, happy to be here, and so happy, that you have all joined us. I see a lot of new faces and a lot of my older colleagues from the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, and we're just glad, that you took out time from your busy schedule to join us on this morning. So, as she said, my name is Leroy Jones. I am the Director for STEM Initiatives at Chicago State University. I'm also the Project Director and PI for the Illinois LSAP program, and then I'm also a co-principal investigator, for the Lewis Stokes Midwest Center of Excellence. So we're quite a few hats, here in the state of Illinois. As Krista was saying, on behalf of the leadership team and the advisory board, we would like to welcome you to the inaugural LSMCE annual conference. So for the past 10 months, we've been working quite diligently to make sure, that we bring together educators, students, community government leaders to present and learn about the impacts that the National Science Foundation Lewis Stokes Alliances for Minority Participation program has had on individual colleges and university campuses around the nation in the pursuit of a shared desire to increase the success of underrepresented minority students in STEM disciplines. Now, we set a pretty ambitious goal of 200 attendees. So although we didn't quite hit our mark, we got pretty darn close. Okay, so during this conference, there are actually 184 conference registrants representing 80 colleges, universities, and organizations from 33 states that have come together to contribute to the existing body of knowledge in the areas of student outreach and recruitment, retention strategies, teaching innovations, academic advancement, and globalization that lead to broadening the participation of students of color in STEM education and the workforce. We are very, very grateful and welcome the cadre of speakers, panelists, oral and poster presenters, and moderators that have graciously given of their time to share best practices and their research findings during the conference. We are also very excited and welcome the 27 conference attendees from 12 non-LSAP universities that have joined us for this inaugural event. So why is the leadership team so excited about this? Well, if you read in our proposal, one of the focal points is that we're going to help those 28 schools from the Midwest, okay, to develop strategies to improve minority students' performance, persistence, and success in STEM degree programs, and provide opportunities for their faculty and students to participate in a number of STEM activities, including workshops, conferences, webinars, and research internships. We would also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and welcome another very, very, very special guest. And those guests are our students. How many students do we have in the room this morning? If you just raise your hand. Let's applaud them on this morning. This is what it's all about. So students, my message is to you. An exciting aspect of this conference is that the faculty, staff, and guests seated around you spend countless hours developing initiatives to train quality STEM-capable teachers, educate and spark student interest in STEM subjects, and maintain a steady pipeline of STEM-capable graduates that will ensure American competitiveness in the 21st century. We believe that you are worth the investment and applaud your commitment to STEM excellence. So hopefully and prayerfully, you will take full advantage of the opportunities this conference will offer and use the experience as a launching pad for your future aspirations. Dr. A. James Hicks, the National Science Foundation Project Director for the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation Program, was slated to kick off the conference with a call to action. Unfortunately, and as we all know, due to the government shutdown and resultant travel restrictions imposed by the National Science Foundation after the federal government reopened last Thursday, Dr. Hicks is unable to join us. He asked that we communicate his apologies and expressed his well wishes for a successful conference. But although Dr. Hicks can't be here, we were able to quickly identify a fitting replacement to set the tone for the conference, and that's Dr. Kim Nguyen. Let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Nguyen. Dr. Nguyen is a co-principal investigator for the LSMCE, and I've had the pleasure of working with her over the past 2 years on this project. She has also served as principal investigator of the Robert Noyce Teacher Scholarship Program and coordinated the LSAP Indiana on the campus of Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, IUPUI. She is the founding director for operations of the Urban Center for the Advancement of STEM Education in the IU School of Education since 2006. Prior to joining the IU School of Education, Dr. Nguyen served as Assistant Dean for Enrollment Management in the Purdue School of Science. Dr. Nguyen earned her Doctorate of Education degree from Indiana University and has worked in higher education administration at a community college, private university, and public research institution since 1976. Her areas of expertise include student scholarship and financial aid, student recruitment and retention, STEM educational outreach, and project management. Her leadership in building partnerships and directing multiple million-dollar collaborative projects while promoting diversity among the targeted populations has become a unique attribute to the success of her professional work. She is not only passionate about providing developmental support to math and science undergraduate students and science career changers who want to become math and science teachers in high-need K-12 schools, but also mentoring the underrepresented minority college students in STEM careers. Her understanding about the challenges that hinder the advancement of students of color, coupled with her leading roles in science education, outreach to the minority populations, has enabled her to implement numerous programs and disseminate their outcomes broadly and effectively. It is now my pleasure to invite my colleague, Dr. Nguyen, co-principal investigator for the LSMCE, to the podium for the official conference opening address. Please help me welcome her.
Good morning. as Dr. Jones said, I am an instant substitute. So I, I will be able to construct, where do we go? Construct a short PowerPoint to guide my talk because I was not well versed in what I will. Wait, that. Thank you, Crystal. I just go get that. In 2012, we learned that our proposal was selected by the National Science Foundation to be the only center of excellence to help broadening the participation of underrepresented minority in the STEM field. We feel very privileged to be able to set up this project and carry on the mission that have landed on our shoulder, not only as a regional center of excellence in facilitate activity and support institutions in the Midwest, to broadening the participation of underrepresented minority. Dr. Hicks in our conference call said, Kim, Leroy, you are it. You are the only National Center of Excellence being funded by the National Science Foundation. We put all the eggs in one basket and we ask that you cook that egg and deliver the nutrition to all the living creature in the nation of the USA. The burden is on us, and we are here to share with you the beginning part of our work for broadening participation as assigned to us by the National Science Foundation. 6 months ago, when we start sitting down and asking each other, what are we going to focus on our first inaugural conference for the LSMCE, everyone agree in a heartbeat that it is a call to action. We are here collectively come together to demonstrate what we have accomplished in the last 22 years of LSM program. And we able to present evidence of impacts that we have made on life of the students. Many of them are here invited as outstanding LSM recipients who had contributed and submitted their research abstracts and received the travel award to be here with us. We know it is time to stop talking. It's time for action. So we know that the theme for this program will be that, a call to action, the LSM model for participation of underrepresented minority in the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So my first slide is that call to action. I am on behalf of Congressman Andre Carson and also our Chancellor of Indiana University, Purdue University, welcome you to this collaborative effort and welcome you to a call to action for broadening the participation of minority in the STEM field nationally. I will go over the content of my talk. I will describe to you the LSM model. We will demonstrate some of the impact or introduce you to the session where you see evidence of LSM impact on the life of our underrepresented minority. You will hear directly from them. You will hear the panel of students who speak about where they are now and who have helped them, enable them to achieve their dream of career and make a contribution to society. This afternoon, the panel will be on the IUPUI campus. You will also hear from leaders of LSM programs. We'll reflect on the journey of implementing the practice, the programming, the support, and the effort of broadening participation on their particular LSM, if we said particular alliances and particular campus, the region that they serve, as well as a history and reflection the accomplishment of the LSM communities. We will talk about, Dr. Jones have introduced and mentioned about best practice and tool. We had called for proposal to all the LSM community and asked the contributor to send in what is considered best practice in the LSM model. And you will hear and I hope you will participate those breakout sessions. The presenter have prepared for you the best lesson learned and how most effectively to deliver the program. There will be talk about enabler, who enable the minority to participate in the LSM discipline as well as in the STEM workforce. You will hear Dr. Sean Harper talk. You will hear other talk that we invited, where not the achievement gap, but the achievement gained by all the LSM program. And we will be challenged by a keynote speaker about pipeline preparation. Are we doing all we can? Is there other thing that we can do? And my most passionate is the partnership development. So what is the LSM model? The LSM model was confirmed as a model of practice in 2006 when the Urban Institute had prepared a report to Congress and said that LSM program, the Lewis-Stokes Minority the Lewis-Stokes Alliances for Minority Participation have achieved its stated goals. The goal that's stated and have achieved by the Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation is prepare, graduate, not only the quantity of the number of underrepresented minority, but the quality of the candidate of the LSAM workforce that we produce. And it's also say that we have grounded our practice in research and in evidence. So the practice, the LSM model will build on the two important strands of operation. We use the Tinto model of retention. You will hear it over again about LSM model tonight when you are premiering the first production of LSM video tonight. There will be explanation about the LSM model, the academic integration that we have helped facilitate, and the social integration that's so significantly important to guide the minority student in their journey to accomplish their career, and the professionalization activities such as this opportunity at the conference. We bring these students here to see what can be done and who can inspire them to achieve their goal. The, the two significant key characteristics of the LSM program is hand-on research experience. We put them into the lab. They are actual scientists to investigate and prepare their research, and the inspiration they gain by contact with individual in their lab, the faculty mentor, their lab partner, as well as the all the support that we receive. Hands-on research, a key component, as you know, is get the involvement of the student into their study, and most importantly, the mentoring support. Mentoring support will be, you will hear it over and over in many of our presentations at this conference. What is the LSM? The Lewis-Stokes Alliances for Minority Participation, one of the key factors that make us unique. And I'm preaching to the choir, but I do have 27 individuals who come here to learn about us. So I want to underscore the level of significance about the Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation. We are here to not only increase the quality, the quantity of undergraduates who are underrepresented, but we are strive for significantly increase. If you have dialogue with our kids, you will hear that over and over. He meant significantly. He meant double. He meant triple. He doesn't mean that you gain 2 students in the body of 12 students. So we are here, are doer. We are action-oriented people to bringing result. What the partnership, LSM, is built on partnership. You cannot apply for a grant to support the Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority without a partner, or at least without dozens of partners in your work. And as you know, academic individuals like myself and others, we are very, very focused on our work. We don't really take time to get to know others as much. But the LSAM program forces you so. If you say you're going to set up an alliances, you better know who are your partner. You better know what your partner doing and how you can be the choir director and get everyone in the same beat. So partnership, multidimensional, multidisciplinary, and operation. You are not dictate one campus to do one thing and ask, and this is the way that you run the alliance. You are, as I mentioned, a choir director. You get everyone march in the same beat with you, even though they come from different, they provide different instruments. We are there together on one purpose. And the Lewis-Stokes Alliance, a little bit more beyond just you, the principal investigator, the project director. This is a commitment from the top down. The president, the provost have to commit to support you to do the work. And the bottom line, the result expected by the Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation is institutional transformation. You are not able to do it alone. You need leadership to help you to get there. How do we know that the Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority had an impact, and we have demonstrate outcome for the work that we've done in the last 22 years? In 2011, there were research and there were collection of data. We know that we have over 400,000 alumni out there who had benefit from the Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation directly. They are beneficiary of the program. Currently, there are 42 alliances and 624 institutions participate and organizations participate in the Lewis-Stokes Alliance for Minority Program. How do we know that we have achieved and maybe exceedingly achieved the goal that we set out to do? The study has shown that Urban Institute research and other follow-up study has shown that 65% of our LSM graduates had pursued graduate degree program. And compared to the same cohort of non-diverse, underrepresented minority not participate in the LSM, the study showed that only 45% had continued to pursue graduate education. Better yet, we exceeded our stated goal. We have achieved over the national average. 45% of our LSM recipients have completed their terminal graduate degrees compared to the national counterpart of 20%. So our work have been very impactful. And we are now at the stage that we should be able to demonstrate and widely disseminate information. Everyone who are in the LSM community have seen this report. In 2012, Dr. Hicks asked for an impact report. Over 5,000 profiles of LSM recipients have been collected, and we are loaded on our website. So if you have time, scroll through the website and see who they are, what they are doing, and what their aspiration to be and what the future goal is. We are developed in our LSMC grant what we call the LSM Impact Viewer. The report on the impact of the LSM will be digitalized. You can do the search, you can do report on that, and the work is underway, and you will see the impact viewer on our website. As I mentioned earlier, you will hear from these individuals, the beneficiary of the LSM this afternoon. Among these panelists, you will see people come from different disciplines, come from different backgrounds, and overcome different challenges to be where they at. You will hear students who is now postdoc in physics. You will hear individual also postdoc in chemistry, biology, dentistry, engineering education, and also an undergraduate student currently in the LSM program. You will hear the perspective from LSM leader, where we've been, where we're going, and what we will become. You will be challenged by these individuals on Tuesday morning. But most and best of all, tonight, you will be the one who premiere release of the Aiming High and Making a Difference video, the 30-minute video, and just stay tuned. We have not released this video yet, and you will see the PI, the principal investigator, talk about the making of the movie. And there will be also a DVD about how you become an LSM student, how to become a scientist or engineer through the support of the LSM program. Throughout the conference, please take time to look for sessions that you want to learn more about, because we have 17 different breakout sessions presented by outstanding individuals who collect evidence and best practice and write up their presentation for you to take away. We also have oral presentation from faculty who talk about the success of their program. Most of all, please attending and seeing poster that our student will present to you this evening, as well as some of the LSM programming poster. When you are making selection, you will see the theme emerge among those breakout sessions. You will see outreach activity, the strategy for effective program. You will see academic support, that one of the component LSM model is academic integration. You will see several presentations about research mentoring. We are there to support the student. Mentoring is a key component for their success. You will see some presentation about disciplinary socialization activity going on and how we advance the LSM student into their terminal degree, and most of all, how we enrich their experience by international opportunity to do research. So please select your choice, and we have at least everyone should be able to attend 6 breakout sessions throughout the 2-day conference. And again, I will invite you to come to take the bus and come to IUPUI to hear Dr. Sean Harbour talk. Sean talked about looking at the class half full, not half empty. Looking at those who are able to emerge, rise above all odds, and become the achiever in LSM. And he does that by present evidence of his interview of 634 Black and Latino students from different high school and colleges and university. And here is evidence of LSM impact. And again, the impact, we're not finished yet. We are not done our work yet. And Dr. Schroeder will challenge you. Where we're going, what we will do, and how we transform education. And this afternoon at lunch, our keynote speaker will talk about what we have done, but what we can do better to prepare for demographic changes and the access to STEM education. Dr. Benjamin Flores had graciously taken the position of Dr. Joan Ferrari Mundy to give you a keynote address at lunch today. But we are here now. We are, I'm saying, and I am passionate about it, we are standing here united. We are the action individual. We are coming here forming a community of learners. We got to learn what have been done and how it done well, and we bring back the lesson learned to improve and implement on our own campus. We are here to meet each other, who has a talent, who have made the contribution, and we are here come together to strengthen the collaboration to achieve the goal we set out. Highly, significantly, high ability students will accomplish and will achieve the degree in STEM field. We also come here to hear lessons from individuals, how you come together and leverage resources to help your work. And most of all, how we can extend that impact that we are doing. And hopefully, as the National Science Foundation said, we are going to meet the need for diverse STEM workforce. Before I concluded my introduction of call to action for broadening participation, of underrepresented minority in STEM, I want to talk about sustainability. How do we sustain the resource? How do we keep the record of who doing well and what been done as effective? We are going to launch, we have launched the website for the Louis Stokes Center of Excellence, but we have not been able to develop fully the component of the cyber LSMCE that we propose. We propose that we will be a repository of information, of best practice, of anything that's scholarly needed to know about the effort on broadening participation of minority. So you will see after the conference posting. Right now you are able to look at location, the name individual who run the LSM program and so on and so forth. But we are not there yet because we are not able to load on the impact that you made as an ASM Alliance. We will do that, and we will create a digital library on broadening participation. And your contribution for us to help us enrich the website is very important to us. We are here also to extend our expertise. Dr. Jones, myself, we have committed over a decade of our life to STEM education and broadening participation of minority. And we kind of know some of the trick of the game. We know best practice. We know how to go about develop outreach program and so on. So we want to be someone who will be helping all the institutions who want to establish program that successfully broadening participation and support at minimum of 28 institutions in the 6 states of the Midwest. But most of all, we will be virtually and maybe on-site connection with you all nationally on our same shared goal of broadening participation. And we look forward again to see you next year at our annual conference. And I hope your day will be very fruitful for you. You will have takeaway, and hopefully our conference will give everyone an inspiration to take back home and implement some practice, some element that help the student to achieve and being successful in the STEM field. Thank you very much.